is with me in these bad intros this week, man.
It's all right. Up here in the top right in the teal, the Protoss player for KT, he is.
KT roster, Zest.
The other thing to consider is these are outros, not intros. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
Zest's eyes always burning with the passion, the red of the KT.
SK Telecom T1 Su.
And his opponent spawns to the top left, burning with the red of, well, he's playing as the red color.
Yeah. He's got red on his headphones as well.
Revenge!
Oh, camera cut out there.
Yeah, I don't know what the second thing was, but
yeah.
Looks like he's going for cannons here.
It's looking like it.
Drop that forge.
There it is.
2 probes. You know, this philosophy was once seen in Protoss vs. Protoss. It was Younghwa who tried to do this, where you just send 2 probes out and try to cannon. You're like so committed to the cannons on a 4-player map that your opponent is not expecting that.
This is Frostwolf. We've seen it so many times. Protosses, if they get the 2 probes into the base, or even just 1, they can set up that wall of the pylons on a little lip.
Listen, this is not the time to be showing that cheerful. It's a very nice cheerful, though. But here we go. He gets the wall. Sup, 3 pylons. Well, that drone over there is just crazy, the one at the top that's going back and forth. He wasn't doing his job at all. This is actually kind of shocking that this happened because he had the drones there. There's the cancel so the probe can get out. And that cannon is not going to allow any surface area on it. Only 1 drone at a time can attack or just sit there and look at it.
You know, I thought he was going to go for the cannons on the high ground. That little lip right there.
Yeah.
Could have gone for that, but decides to do it behind the mineral line. That's also a good choice. Now he's going to delay the mining as much as possible in there.
Yeah, I think he would have done that. You know, I think that was kind of like plan B. But somehow, some way, Su allowed this. There's the cancel. He's going to keep this cannon alive. You wonder, well, why keep the cannon alive if he cancels that? It's so that he still can't take a fast third base, because if he cancels it, then he cancels the cannon, then he's like, oh, then he just remakes the hatchery, so. Yeah. And now he's going to remake a third base over the 4th base location. So his natural is just not going to be mined from, but this is not a terrible position for Su. Obviously a much better one for Zest, but
yeah. Zest doesn't take it too far. We've seen Protosses before, like after they cannon the natural, they see the Zerg going for 2 bases outside and they just cannon those as well. And the Zerg is like, well, what do I do? I think that happened to Sulky in round 1 of Pro League.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who he was up against, but I remember something similar like that.
It starts to get a bit expensive, but if you can make it work, it definitely is, you know, viable because of how far away the hatcheries are. It takes a while to get those lings over. Well, it's going to come over here, scouts that cybernetics core. He knows the timing of that. Nothing else to see, really. Droids being slowly sliding over there. Not really a slide, I guess, if you have to walk that far.
Yeah, just kind of floating their way over to do their job.
They float. They kind of do that weird glide thing where they
like flap their...
They're like wings? Are those wings? I'm not sure. That's interesting that he makes that pylon.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Kind of weird, yeah.
Nice snipe by the Queen on the probe.
What do you think he's going to do as a follow-up? Because he's got a lot of options. Well, Stargate answers the question before you can even give your opinion. But I guess to ask further, do you think he's going to go Oracles or Phoenixes?
I'd love to see Phoenixes, especially on this map. There's no creep that's going to get to those 2 bases. You can just get so much damage done. Pick up Queens.
This is actually just like so sad. Okay, it shows Wings of Liberty and Heart of the Swarm. I thought it was only Heart of the Swarm at first. It's like, well, Zest won, and Su got 2nd place. I'm like, well, that's just rub it in.
They just like put up a fancy graphic with like the +1, the gold medal and stuff.
But like, how many championships has Zest won this year? How many GSL Korea seasons has Zest won, and how many has Su won? Oh, Zest won 1 and Su won 0. I guess there was only 1 GSL Korea this year so far. Just rub it in, GOMTV.
Great graphic there. I love it.
But it shows that Su actually does, of course, have a Wings of Liberty title.
Yeah. And here are the Phoenixes. I like it. He's going to start clearing out the Overlords with his first Phoenix, and then he's going to group up a bunch more, start to try to harass the both bases that are kind of on their own and only have one Queen to defend. Of course, he's going to put down support crawlers to defend as well.
Yeah. I mean, the Overlords are going to be picked off here, and he actually has one to the south. I like that he keeps that one over there, because I don't think that Zest will find it for a while.
Oh, look at this.
Find that follow-up.
Zest is just going to follow up. He's going to go aggressive with the air units. I actually love this. I love when Protosses do this. They force a cancel on the natural, and then the Zerg just has these two bases that are not connected by creep, and they can't defend it. And then they go for Immortals and 3 extra gateways. You have the Phoenixes to lift up units.
Yeah.
And the Zerg is just out of luck.
If you kill the Queens, you even further mess up the Larva. You mess up their macro. You hit that timing. And he's going up to 4 Phoenixes. Now that Overlord actually that I was talking about earlier, that's to the south, may actually save him here. But this is such a fast timing that he's coming with. Picking off some of these gas drones here, just anything he can. Because with an economy, if he can get the drone count down to less than 50, he's going to be in good shape. Oh, wow. Great hides here. Okay, sees the robotics, but that's not tell enough. He hides the Immortal.
Yeah. Does see 3 sentries. The 3 sentries are needed to kill it.
Yeah.
And I think he got a vision on one of those gateways.
Yeah, that's actually pretty suspicious, the gate in the main.
Yeah.
I think he knows. Like, he's like, okay, you have a gate in the main. Why is that not at a third base that you're making? Okay, you don't have a third base. You have these sentries. And now, obviously, with the lings that he has out, he sees it. So I think he knew before he saw this now, but now he's 100% sure. The question is, with the knowledge, can he defend? He starts spine crawlers here, pretty desperate. And anything you can do to try to slow this down. Static defense in Starcraft 2 in the mid-game is like pretty puny, you know, like even against Marauders, cannons, or against
especially
Immortals.
against Immortals.
Right?
That's like the destroyer of static defense. Well, 15 roaches on the way. He's going to have the +1 to his armor, but he got the melee upgrades, which are going to help with these Zerglings. But nice catch here by Zest on a bunch of these Zerglings as well.
Those Zealots lagging behind a little bit here. The Phoenixes over here could have tried to maybe pick off some of those roaches, but look at this. Fights on the high ground, cutting off some of those roaches. Transfuse going down on the Spine Crawlers. Spine Crawlers are doing a bit of damage to those Zealots because they're not targeted by the Immortals.
Yeah, and the Sentries, you know, they don't have the biggest damage output here, and a lot of roaches, but decent force field series going to fight back with the Immortals. Good for now, but, you know, Sue has a bunch more roaches on the way. These Phoenixes had to be in this fight while this was going on.
Now the Mothership Corps coming back. A few Phoenixes over here could maybe lift up the Queens. This is such a funny attack here because he's got this high ground position where he's trying to like pick off drones, but he needs to deal with that Spine Crawler. And with no forward pylon, he can't use the War Present to lift up his Immortals to micro them. I'm liking this position more and more for Sue the more time goes on. We'll see though, this is still a lot of Warpins and Stalkers, and he is eventually DPSing down those roaches with the sentries.
Yeah, the Stalker Warp in here is so important. He needs that extra damage. They're going to do so much damage to the Spine Crawlers, those armored buildings there. Now the Phoenix is finally coming in, picking up some units. 4 force fields here are going to cut off that ramp. Zerglings slowly coming in here, but with the Time Warp, I'm just not sure if there's enough units here for Sue.
It's starting to look less and less likely he's going to hold it. You know, just with all these gateways, at warping the Stalkers he had there, and he's eliminated so many Harvesters here. It's only 55 drones against this super fast, aggressive attack. And he's actually starting to pull those drones away now. The last of the Spine Crawlers will fall. Even starting to damage that Spore Crawler now. A good concave at the top of the ramp. This is just such a tough engagement point for the Zerg player. This is just like the point that we saw figured out on Yunsu, where, you know, if you just attack at the edge of this ramp, it's so hard for the Zerg player to engage you. That's why he spread the creep up that top of the ramp, because he was like, this is where you're going to attack me if you attack me. And it still wasn't enough to stop it. Having that vision with the creep, not enough here. The Observer comes obviously to clean it up eventually, and he just has way too much damage output here now.
Yep, the Immortals surviving it for way too long. Immortals just totally protected in the back. So many sentries able to put up these force fields. Sue's still waiting in this game. Still thinks he has a chance.
Yeah, Zest is telling him he doesn't with that dance. somebody needs to, by the way, there needs to be like a public service announcement that you can dance your stalkers now in Heart of the Storm, because people are still doing that move command dance, so they could actually do an appropriate /dance command on those units.
Yeah. Su now trying to put up some more spine crawlers, but I think this is going to be it. He's going to lift up the queens, fight with the rest of his army. Even some more weapons could be helpful, but looks like Su's going to go down here in the second match. Zest taking a big aggressive attack here, going to take down the Zerg player.
Yep. Well, that's it. There is no next step here for Su except type in GG, which he does promptly do there at the last second as he's lost control of his third base. We've seen this time and time again. Cannon the Nat, force the 2 bases far away. Those bases are late as well, so there's all these weird timings that are unlocked for the Protoss player where you just have this super fast immortal push coming across that it's really hard for the Zerg to deal with because he doesn't have the reinforcements coming over from the main base. So it's almost like he's on 2 bases because the roaches that are trickling from the main are coming over too slow. Then he has that high ground position up there at the top where he's able to lock off the roaches with less force fields than he would in the middle of the map or a different location, like say he was attacking into a more normal third base or attacking into the natural. He just doesn't have that that surface area to work with the roaches.
Yeah, Zest using a similar path there on that map that Su actually did yesterday. So nice job there by Zest. 1-1 now. It's a pretty good series so far.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty close. We are going to go into a 5-minute break before we go into Game 3, though, so stay tuned.